everyone. So I wouldn't know if you guys can hear me, but please let me know if you can hear me. Hello? Please type out if you can hear me. Let me know if you can see this. Can the admin confirm they can hear me, please? Please, can you confirm you can hear me? I need the admin to let me know, please. Okay, awesome. Oh, okay, all right. I'm just the chats are just popping in. All right. Good afternoon. I hope you're all having an amazing Saturday. It's a rainy day here in Lagos. Ironically, I didn't realize that this meeting was going to clash with the conference that I currently am part of. So I may not be able to spend so much time with you guys, but within the short period of time I have, I hope that we would have an amazing time and we would learn you know, things that would be beneficial, things that would impact our finances. So, um, I was hoping I could share my screen, but if I can't do that, we will go ahead with the presentation. All right. Okay. All right. So today I would be just talking with you briefly about personal finance. Honestly, I paid to be a part of the conference, and I definitely will have to go back. So you have to bear with me. I will be just briefly sharing with you from my world of experience on how you can take your finances a notch higher, and then I'll be out of here because I have to be back at the conference. Okay, so please bear with me. So today, I want to talk about three fundamental things you need to do with your money. And this is something I share with people. This is something I tell people to do all the time. There are three things you do to money: you make it, you manage it, and you multiply it. Make it, manage it, multiply it. Okay, but before I go into all of that, there are a few misconceptions that a lot of people have about money and which could, hinder your mindset. I mean, they are mindset altering things that could hinder or hamper your ability to maximize your finances or not. Okay, I call them psychological beliefs that you have to ditch in order to maximize your finances. I wish I could share my screen. I thought I saw somewhere where I could share, but it's suddenly not popping up again. So just a very quick presentation, like I said. Three things to do to your money will be to make, manage, and multiply it. And a few points I would like to share for you to know are misconceptions that you need to ditch, things that you need to set aside so that you can maximize your finances. Before I go into that, a few points that you need to note would be that your personal finance is 20% knowledge, 80% habit. If you want to be successful with your finances, you have to acquire the knowledge which is necessary, but knowledge enough wouldn't give you that success that you want. You have to imbibe the right habits. So it is 20% of what you know, 80% how you practice it. The second point you need to know is that your personal financial success is your responsibility. Stop blaming people. Don't blame people. My husband, my wife, my children, my this and that. No, you have to take responsibility for your personal finance. The third thing is that money is a means of exchange, and wherever there is value, money gravitates towards it. So money gravitates towards value. Of course, money is much more than cash. Money is not just that cash you have in your account or what you take to the bank. By the definitions of money, there are so many other types of things that you can actually exchange for value. Okay? I call them the 5 C's, where you have credibility. Sometimes you're able to do what money is not able to do for you. You're able to, you know, sometimes you need money, you don't have the cash. But because you're a credible person, you're able to say, you know what? Give me this thing. In 5 days, in 7 days, I'm going to return it to you. Okay? So credibility, character, competence. Sometimes you need to do something for someone. You may not necessarily be able to afford what they're asking for, but you bring your competence to the table and they give you an exchange for either money or some other things. Those are a few points to note. And like I said, the misconceptions that we need to ditch so that we can maximize our finances. Examples of things that we usually say that are limiting beliefs. Oh, money doesn't grow on trees. Oh, you know, things like I can't afford it. Things like only a few people can truly be wealthy. Things like it's hard to make money, you have to keep trying. Things like you have to always manage what you have to get rich. Things like I am not a numbers person. Things like it takes money to make more money. Things like once you can meet your basic needs, you just have to be grateful. Things like you have to be corrupt to make much more money. Things like without a good degree, you can't be wealthy. Now, those are things that we necessarily harbor in our minds, and they hinder us, from becoming who we are meant to be and living a life of abundance. You need to ditch those things. I mean, we all have peculiar money beliefs. You know what is yours. You know what your peculiar beliefs and limiting issues are when it comes to money. So identify them and do a kind of money detox or a mind detox. Anything that stands in your way of imagining abundance is a money psychological belief that you need to do away with. So identify yours and do something, to just get you on a right money frequency. Because I mean, for all you say, I may stand here and start to say, okay, make money, manage money, multiply money. If you do not have the necessarily mindset, some people still think, oh, I don't have money, I don't have cash. I cannot start a business. I cannot start a thriving business. Now, those are beliefs that we necessarily accommodate in our hearts, and they hinder us from living or leading amazing lives. So, money, again, like I said, one of the fundamental things is that money gravitates towards value. Wherever there is value, there always will be money. So the question is, are you willing to bring value to the table? And what amount of value are you willing to bring to the table for money to gravitate towards you? So let me go back to my initial points. Again, I apologize. I cannot stay long here. Okay, I have to head back into my conference. And, I will just try to summarize and take a few questions, and then you can follow me on my social media platforms so you get to understand the meat of the money matter. So let's talk about making, managing, and multiplying money, the 3 M's, which I call the 3 M's. Now, the first thing is that you make money before you can manage and then multiply money. So making money is about one of the most important things that you need to do. Okay? And making money, like I already said, is a function of you bringing value to the table. You saying, this is what I have. See, I tell people money is in abundance. Money is just like a tool that we need, that God has provided for us to live amazing lives. And I tell people, like the parables in Matthew 25, God is not constantly dropping new resources on earth. He keeps moving resources around from the people who do not know how to maximize their finances to the people who know how to maximize their finances. So he's not dropping new things. He just keeps reshuffling. He collected from the person that had just one talent and moved it into the hands of the person that had 5 talents already, because that one knew how to maximize his finances. Okay, so making money is a function of, number one, what can you bring to the table? How can you add value to the world? How can you solve the problems of people? The more problems you solve, trust me, the more money you would make. Some of us are waiting for windfalls to happen. Some of us are waiting for godfathers. Some of us are waiting for sponsors. Some of us are waiting for people who would open doors for us. Now, the gifts and the talents that you have, the abilities that you have, at whatever level, suffice to start you on the journey of world creation and world building. It starts from you. You haven't gone to school for no reason. Some of the things you need know today, the knowledge you have, and everything is not a waste. They all are things that life and the universe and God and you yourself would use to provide money and to provide solutions to the needs of people. So how can you make money? Put your skills to work. Solve the problems of people. Seek to bring value. Now, I don't want to start saying, okay, when you start a business, you now go and learn. No, these are the foundational pillars on which you can build on. Solve problems. How can you solve problems? What kind of problems can you solve? People have feeding problems. You solve their problems by providing food. People have literacy problems. You provide solutions by providing literacy at whatever level for them. So people have problems with educating their children. You are there stepping in and providing solutions. That is how it works. So ladies, and I wouldn't know if it is ladies and gentlemen or just ladies, you have to constantly do a skill analysis or a skill assessment to understand what you have and how it can be a blessing to your world. I'm not saying give out things for free, but you know what? Value would always attract money. So when we talk about managing money, yes, I know you need to sell, you need to start a business, you need to exchange your money for time. But trust me, as long as you bring value to the table, money will flow to you. I encourage you to read the book, The Cash Flow Quadrant by Robert Kiyosaki. It tells you 4 quadrants from which you can make money as an employee, employer, as a business owner, as an investor. So wherever you find yourself, fit yourself in and constantly serve your generation. Takes me to the next point, managing money. Now, the skills you have to make money is different from the skills you have to manage money. In managing money, yes, the resources are there. There's like you turning on a tap, flowing in your bathroom. You haven't had water in like 2 weeks, and then you turn on the tap. Now, you don't just turn on the tap and allow the water to waste. There's that consciousness that you have to put a container there to retain the water. Now, that is you managing the money. You put the container there, the water keeps flowing into it. Now, when the container is full, especially if you haven't had water in 2 weeks, do you turn off the tap? No. You keep pouring from buckets into buckets, from buckets into drums. That's how it works. That's what it means to manage your money. You must be a judicious manager of your resources. Now, if you cannot manage, you cannot even multiply. So management is a function of you knowing how you can judiciously put your money to work. E.g., save. You don't eat with your 10 fingers. You have to save at least 10% of what you earn for starters. If you have to save in a group setting, if you have to save, in mutual funds, if you have to, whatever, just save. Another way of managing your money is by budgeting. People don't like to hear the word budget, but a budget is like a navigator. It helps you, puts you in guide. If you live in Lagos, you're going somewhere, you don't use your navigator, you'll be in problem. You'll be in trouble. So a navigator tells you this is how much you're making, this is how much you have to spend. Do not spend beyond your limits. That is what it means to budget. You are guiding your finances. And it comes by, it doesn't jump on you. You have to consistently practice these habits so that it becomes a part of you. You budget, you save, you also manage your finances by taking records. You must take records. You must be able to track. You must be able to check how much have I made this week. Have a personal time, at least 1 hour during the week, to review your financial activities. What can I do better? Do I spend impulsively? What is my money personality type? What makes me trip or what makes me fall when it comes to my finances? You need to understand those things and put, and just work it out. Okay, so managing money. And the last thing is you multiplying money. When you make money, what it means is that you are giving your time in exchange for money, either as an employee, either as a business owner, as an entrepreneur. You exchange your time for money. You must get to a time where you must make your money work for you. Okay, that is true investment. And I tell people investing is not a function of how much you have. If you start small with 5,000, if you start small by investing little by little, it becomes a part of you. It becomes a part of your daily, and your weekly and your monthly and your yearly activities. So you put your money to work constantly. I already said save at least 10% of your income. Invest it. Don't just put the money in a savings account. Saving is putting aside, investing is putting to work. You must send that money on an errand and at whatever level. I tell people if you're able to invest 5,000, you are an investor already. But you need to constantly build on that. So if you're able to invest 5,000, you will invest 20,000, you will invest 2 million, you will invest 200,000, and you continue to build on that. But honestly, it starts from you. It doesn't jump on you, and you don't wish it. You don't wish your money to be managed or multiplied. You have to work it out. Okay, so those are the 3 things, and all of these things you can get better. You can master them by embracing financial education and literacy. I tell people education is available, but not everybody embraces it. When you embrace education, then you become literate. Now, as you become literate and you continue to seek for more information, you become intelligent. So it starts with financial education, then financial literacy, then financial intelligence. And then you talk about financial planning, and then you talk about financial freedom. So you must necessarily seek for knowledge. Seek for financial knowledge that can help you maximize your resources. Like I said from the parable of the talents, what you know is what will make you soar. What you know is what will make you maximize your resources. And when you maximize your resources, you are opening up yourself to more inflows. Life would necessarily push more resources to you when you're able to maximize your resources. So as I round off, don't forget that I said you need to have the right mindset about money. That's where it starts from. If you do not have the right mindset, everything I say, everything you hear about money will be like fables. You'll be like, is it easy? That's so easy to be rich. That's so easy. You keep saying those limiting beliefs, limiting words about your money. Okay? So you need to believe that money is in abundance. It will gravitate towards you when you understand the principles. So have a healthy mindset about money. Develop a good relationship with your money. If you go on my Instagram page, I've On my website, I've written a couple of free ebooks. There's one titled Familiarizing Yourself with Your Money. If you go to sholadeshakin.com, you will see it there. Download it. You have a good relationship. You strive to have a good relationship with your parents, with your spouse, your children. Have a good relationship with your money as well. So have the right mindset, have the right relationship, embrace financial literacy, not just education. Embrace financial literacy, and it is not enough to be financially literate rather. Seek to be intelligent, okay? And then play out the dynamics of the 3 M's. The more you know, the more literacy you have, the better you'll be at making, managing, and multiplying your money. So honestly, this is not something we can like dissect, even if I was not in a hurry. The summary of what I would say is what I have said. Okay? So make it by business, getting more money, manage it by tracking, by controlling it, multiply it by investing. I am seeing a question already. Somebody says, what are the financial institutions that I can invest in? Fantastic. When we talk about investing, there's a whole lot. I tell people investing is not something you just dabble into because everybody is investing. You need to understand the dynamics. There are 4 things to consider when you are thinking of investing. Your peculiar financial situation. S, your goals. Do you have financial goals? I tell people have goals, break it down into 3 different categories. Short-term, mid-term, long-term goals. The things you want to achieve in 1 year, the things you want to achieve in 3 years, the things you want to achieve in 7 years. Break it down, okay? Your age, how old you are will determine the kind of investments you should do, and of course, your risk temperament. Right now, the investing climate in Nigeria is quite uninteresting because of, the recession, coronavirus, and all of that. But there are a few institutions that may not recommend, that I use. I know agro-allied is a sector that is booming because everybody must necessarily eat. Okay? But in terms of financial literacy, savings, and investment, I use PiggyVest for myself, and I have an investment club. You can check out the smartinvestmentclub.com. We invest through them as well. So liquid funds, mutual funds. I use Stanbic IBTs for my mutual funds, but in recent times, the rates have been quite unattractive. But I use PiggyVest. You can check them out. Do your own due diligence. Read up about them, and don't say because Miss Shola said we should do it, then I have to do it. You must. Intelligence is what makes you, seek for knowledge, weigh options, look for opportunities, look for platforms. That's what helps you. Okay, so you need to check that, please. That's very important. So check out PiggyVest, check out mutual funds, the Stanbic IBTC. The rates are really low now and they're below inflation rate. Okay, but I think I have a free ebook on investing as well. I'm not sure. But if you sign up for our newsletters, we send all of these things almost on a weekly basis. Things to look out for. Okay? Somebody says, how does one inculcate a saving habit when the immediate expenses are more than the earning? So, of course, as part of budgeting, I tell people, classify your expenses into at least 2 categories. What you call the need to have and the nice to have. Now, the need to have are necessities, things that are important for sustenance and survival, e.g., feeding, school fees, rent. Those are things you necessarily must pay money on. Any other thing that is not important for survival is a nice to have. So you must be able to differentiate. Now, let's look at it. If your income is not covering your need to have or your necessities, then there's a problem. You need to expand your income base. You need to find means that can help you make more money. There's no two way about it because we can't tell you to crash or to condense your necessary expenses. Your income has to go up. So to that person who is asking, break immediate expenses into needs to have, nice to have. Now, if your income still does not cover your need to have, start to look for things you can do in the immediate that can boost your income. If you go on my YouTube page, Shola Smart Steward Adeshakin, I shared recently a webinar that I held about 2 months ago on how you can digitalize your diamonds, how you can make use of your diamonds to, make more money, how you can, discover, develop them, how you can go public or sell or develop products that you can bring to the marketplace. You might find it useful. So you necessarily must, must, must increase your income base so that you can meet your expectations. If you have to learn new skills, at some point in time in my life, I had to learn how to make confectionaries, pastries. I've got 18 years post qualification experience as a chartered accountant. But at some point, I learned pastry. So I'm not just a chartered accountant, I'm a chartered pastry, chartered donut maker. Life are in seasons. I may not be able to do that now again, but you know what? I have I have the experience. So I'm able to tell people there's nothing called that I'm ashamed. I have a friend who calls it shame money. Things that people think are beneath your worth. But you know they can necessarily bring money into your pocket. So understand those things, and I know, it would be beneficial to you. Please let me know if you have any other questions. I need to run in a very, very, very short while. I hope I answered the question, right? Any other questions? Do we have any other questions? Please, I encourage you, follow me on social media. And I mean, this is just a tip of the iceberg. Like I said, I need to rush out into my conference. So follow me on social media, Shola_Adeshakin. Uh, check out my website. Yes, I'm a chartered. I'm a chartered. Uh, mm, I'm a chartered donut maker. Yes, I know. I know, right? Shola underscore Adeshakin. Okay. So, um, and if you want to email, you can email info@smartstewards.com. I hope you have learned something. Please, pardon me again. I'm sorry I have to really, really dash out and go back into my course. So, with the little that you have heard, run with it, keep learning, and I can assure you the sky is going to be the beginning of your financial limits, okay, or your financial soaring, so to say. All right, have a great Saturday, everybody, and God bless.